Back live, and fresh clashes have erupted between Afghan and Pakistan forces across the border from the Paktika province to the Terwa district, with intense exchanges reported in Kamaruddin Khan Muhammad and Lari Gate. This follows deadly skirmishes in Balochistan and Kandahar earlier this week, and in a major escalation, drone-led Pakistani airstrikes have targeted at least 3 Afghan Taliban posts in Spinboldak, killing 4 and injuring several others. Afghan sources claim 12 civilians were killed and over 100 wounded in this morning's bombardment. Meanwhile, 4 Pakistani security personnel have also lost their lives, with 10 civilians hospitalized in the Chaman area, which has also seen fierce gunfights. Tensions remain high along the border. Pakistan in particular accuses the Taliban government in Kabul of offering sanctuary and logistical support to the Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, which regards Pakistan as its main battlefield. Now, over the recent years, TTP factions have used Afghan territory for planning, training and launching attacks inside Pakistan, straining Islamabad's relations with Kabul. However, as TTP becomes a more formidable player along the Durand line, can the clashes be seen as isolated border skirmishes or the opening of a new conflict between Bharat and Afghanistan? Because it's Pakistan opening this front. Now, good news coming in. A temporary ceasefire has been decided between Pakistan establishment of the Pakistan government and the Taliban regime for the next 48 hours with the mutual consent of both parties. During this period, both sides will make sincere efforts to find a positive solution to this complex but solvable issue through constructive dialogue. Now, there are reports which further reports which say that Pakistan has launched an airstrike in Kabul. But the Taliban side says that's an oil tanker explosion and not a Pakistani airstrike. So amidst all of this, there is perhaps an uneasy calm. Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon, former GOC 15 Corps with us, and Ambassador Rajiv Dogra also with us. Both of you know the lay of the land. Both of you know the entities involved and the politics behind it. So, General Dhillon, what are we looking at? Is this again a skirmish, or can this escalate into a full-blown, theatre of action for the Pakistanis on the western side?
Good evening, Anand. Good evening to Ambassador Dogra, and good evening to all your viewers. Anand, first of all, what's happening on Durand line, the Pak border, it's a culmination of 3-4 things which have happened in the region and internationally. Firstly, it's the culmination of America showing interest in Bagram and Pakistan trying to play a buddy, wherein he thought Afghanistan is Afghanistan of yesteryears and we'll just walk in and we'll facilitate this whole thing. That hit the Afghan pride. As the foreign minister while in India, he very clearly said there's no question of giving any basis to anyone on the Afghani soil. Second thing was, when foreign minister was in India and Pakistan was trying to show Afghans that we can hit you whenever we want and we have the air power which you don't have the air defense against, or you don't have the air power to counter it. So when they hit their bases with the air power, what Taliban did, or what the Afghan fighters did, what they know the best, they converted this whole air warfare into a guerrilla warfare. They attacked their posts, they killed their soldiers, they took their soldiers as captives, and most important than everything else, you would have seen the videos when they're entering the Paki post, and the chap who's making a video clip, he's walking behind the fighters and making a video and videographing the whole incident. They have played the narrative warfare so beautifully that everyone in Pakistan who had a little hope of the army doing things is now a shattered Pakistani. Because the videos which are there on the internet, the videos of Pakistani soldiers begging for their life, videos of Pakistani soldiers mutilated bodies, which is not a good thing to do anyway, and videos of Pakistan soldiers in captivity, videos of Pakistani soldiers' trousers being hung on the squares as a war booty. Now, this is a narrative warfare which Afghanis won hands down. And they convey to everyone, including those watchers in USA, that Afghanistan is not an easy nut to crack, so don't believe what Pakistan is saying. And it has a history behind it. Remember when after Taliban came into power on 15th of August 2021 in Kabul, the Afghans who were residing in Pakistan for 30-40 years, they were pushed back like animals and in a most derogatory manner.
Yes.
See, Afghan is a very proud tribe. Pashtun is a very proud tribe. You can take their life with a smile, but they will not give a nail if you want to take it with power or with some sort of a disgrace to them. So all these things were boiling up, and this happened. And now the way Afghanis have hit back, I think this is a lesson in history which Mr. Mutaki was saying, that never in the history has anyone been able to control or rule Afghanistan, other than probably Hari Singh Nalwa during Maharaja Ranjit Singh regime. So if this is the history, if this is the recent history, if this is the way Afghans were treated, and they brought down Pakistan to their advantage, the game which they know the best, and Pakistanis couldn't fight it. And I know the area of Durand Line. The Pakistani posts are far and few, and they're manned by irregulars or frontier force. There are hardly any officers in any post out there.
Right.
And half of them are already having relations or relatives in that general area.
Correct.
And because Pashtuns don't identify the Durand Line. Pashtuns on both sides of this imaginary line are Pashtuns. And they don't bother whether you call it Pakistan-Afghanistan. They have their relatives across. They have their relationships across. Even during British time, Ambassador Dogra will agree with me, this area was non-governable. Britishers used to call it Ilaka-e-Gair. मतलब ये इलाका वो है जहाँ पे गैर का हुक्म चलता है, हमारा हुक्म नहीं चलता है. So if this is the history of the region, I think what has happened in last 3-4 days is a classic example of how you can bring down a nuclear power to the knees even with sub-conventional weapons.
And just by fighting the war the way you know best fit and bringing them to your turf, that's what they've done. The classic,
that is the art of war.
the classic visual.
That is the art of war.
Classic.
That is the art of war. You fight the enemy with your strength, not with the enemy's strength.
Not with the enemy's strength. And classic visual of the day is that tank on the streets of Afghanistan where they have claimed that they actually neutralized the Napaki post and then they've taken it back. They're driving away with that tank. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, how do you see this panning out? This is this uneasy ceasefire of 48 hours.
Well, firstly, you can see my happiness that General Dhillon is on the panel. Nothing could be better than that. And you are conducting the panel. And, this mix of General Dhillon and you is just ideal for the viewers also. But I have a problem with both of you. You've already covered everything. There's nothing left for me to say. But let me try and add.
Sir, you are the inside man of Karachi. You know how Pakistan thinks and their internal machinations. So we've actually saved the best for last. Please go ahead.
Absolutely.
I'm reminded of the first Anglo-Afghan war. That was during the East India Company time, 1839 to 1844. They went in with a huge army. Including all kinds of facilities from liquor to cigars and so on. And a British doctor who was posted in Peshawar, he said, I pity them. They are going in to Kabul with huge numbers. Then I wonder how many will come back. And he was right. There was only one person who came back, half dead on a horseback. The entire army was wiped out by Afghans. And that tradition has continued. As visuals pointed out by both of you have indicated, for the moment, not only is Afghan side winning the narrative war, but the facts are also there on the ground. Because if Pakistanis had hit Afghans equally hard, then they would have been the first to broadcast it to the world, which they've not done. But the but in all this is, and Afghans have themselves admitted this, is their weakness on the aerial side.
Yes.
And that is why Pakistan in desperation has now taken to bombing civilian population in Kabul also. The oil tanker is one smoke plume which has come out of Kabul, but there are others which are also burning in Kabul. So obviously Kabul and other cities which you had mentioned have been attacked by Pakistan just to demoralize the Afghan population. But I think they would, instead of demoralizing them, inflame their passions. The ceasefire that you mentioned is probably the work of Saudi Arabia and Qatar, who have been active behind the scenes and who have been on behalf of Pakistan, because Pakistan approached them, who have been sort of approaching the Afghan side that, calm down. So 48 hours could extend further because both sides have suffered. Once the fog of war is lifted, then we would India and now Afghanistan, and to a larger, smaller extent. But they've taken on all these things. So there is something wrong, probably with Pakistan itself and with Munir's way of handling it. So I wouldn't be surprised if at some point people in Pakistan start asking questions of him, maybe even within the army itself.
Do you see the Shura and the Kandahar faction now getting a little more aggressive and wresting control and trying to push the Haqqani faction out, the Pakistan faction out of the Taliban regime, Ambassador Dogra? Quick questions and I'm running out of time. Ji.
Well, they may not edge them out. They will still keep them. But there's no doubt that Haqqani faction is no longer in the same position as it was once during the first Taliban regime. So the Taliban regime is quite confident, is in full control in Afghanistan, despite whatever Pakistan might wish.
Well, Ambassador Rajiv Dogra and General Dhillon have to leave it at that for the moment. Truncated version today, but perhaps a longer version very soon, perhaps on Friday itself, on the right stand on this entire situation and how it's unfolding in the neighborhood. On that note, we call it a wrap on this edition of The Right Stand. It's Brass Tacks with Zakir Jacob after the break. Stay with us.